Welcome to our deep dive on why a health savings account, or HSA, can act like a stealth retirement account, and why it often beats a flexible spending account, or FSA. We will explore eligibility rules, the triple tax advantage, strategic use cases, and a simple blueprint to turn your HSA into a long-term wealth engine. To make this smooth and structured, we will move step by step from eligibility to execution, and along the way we will test your knowledge with quick quizzes. Let's set the stage, and then transition into a brief agenda. Here is our agenda for today. First, we will cover HSA eligibility rules and common misconceptions. Next, we will compare HSA and FSA features, highlighting the triple tax advantage. Then, we will examine their rollover policies. After that, we will show how to convert an HSA into a retirement powerhouse through investing and strategic reimbursements. We will follow with a step-by-step plan, cover pro tips and pitfalls, and finish with quick quizzes and key takeaways. With that roadmap in mind, let's transition to a quick disclaimer. Before we begin, please note this content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute tax, legal, or individualized financial advice. HSA and FSA rules can change, and your situation may differ, so consult IRS publications and a qualified advisor. With that clarified, let's transition to the eligibility rules that often surprise people. Let's clear up a key misconception. Opening an HSA is easy, but contributing legally requires you meet IRS eligibility rules. Specifically, you must be covered by a qualifying High Deductible Health Plan as of the first day of the month. If not, you are not eligible to contribute for that month. Next, you must have no other disqualifying coverage. That includes being on Medicare, TRICARE, or having a general purpose FSA or HRA. Limited purpose FSAs and certain dental or vision plans may be allowed, but general purpose FSAs are disqualifying. Additionally, you cannot be claimed as someone else's dependent. Eligibility is determined monthly, and contributions are prorated based on eligible months, which matters if your coverage status changes mid-year. Critically, most HSA custodians will not confirm your eligibility. The responsibility and potential penalties fall on you. If you accidentally contribute while ineligible, you may need to withdraw excess contributions and their earnings by the tax filing deadline to avoid penalties. With eligibility nailed down, let's transition to why HSAs can be far more powerful than FSAs. The defining difference between HSAs and FSAs is ownership and growth potential. HSAs deliver a triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible or pre-tax, investment gains grow tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. On top of that, HSA funds roll over year after year, and the account is yours even if you switch employers. In contrast, FSAs are employer-owned, and most plans operate under a use it or lose it rule, sometimes with a small rollover or grace period at the employer's discretion. FSAs normally cannot be invested, which means they do not compound over time. Now that we see the tax power, let's transition into a side-by-side comparison to make the distinctions crystal clear. On the left, HSAs are individually owned, offer the triple tax advantage, are investable, roll over indefinitely, and are portable from job to job. After age 65, you can use HSA funds for any purpose without penalty. Although non-medical withdrawals are taxed as income, HSAs do require that you be eligible under an HDHP to contribute. On the right, FSAs are employer-owned and primarily provide pre-tax contributions without tax-free growth. They are generally not investable and often expire under use it or lose it rules, subject to limited employer options. FSAs are typically not portable, and they lack the post-65 flexibility that HSAs offer. With the comparison in mind, let us transition into a quick reference table of key features. This table summarizes the big differences at a glance. HSAs are individually owned, roll over indefinitely, can be invested, are portable, and provide the triple tax advantage. FSAs are employer-owned, often operate under use it or lose it rules, typically cannot be invested, and are not portable. HSAs require HDHP eligibility and self-verification of eligibility, whereas FSAs are governed by employer plan rules. With that snapshot set, let's move into the practical strategy to transform an HSA into a retirement asset. Here is a practical game plan. First, confirm that you are eligible, covered by an HDHP, and free from disqualifying coverage. Second, contribute early and consistently. targeting the annual limit if possible. Third, maintain a modest cash buffer in the HSA for near-term expenses, then invest the remaining balance according to your time horizon and risk tolerance. Fourth, when feasible, pay current medical expenses out of pocket and keep detailed receipts. This allows your HSA investments to grow tax-free for longer. Fifth, let the investments compound over time. Sixth, you can reimburse yourself at any point in the future for qualified expenses you have documented, enabling flexible tax timings. Seventh, after age 65, you may also withdraw for non-medical purposes without penalty, though those withdrawals are taxable, like those from a traditional retirement account. Eighth, coordinate HSA contributions around Medicare enrollment. Contributions after Medicare enrollment can cause issues, and Part A can be retroactive. Ninth, track eligibility month by month to avoid excess contributions. 10th, evaluate custodial fees and investment menus periodically, and consider transferring your HSA to a better provider if needed. With the plan laid out, let's visualize the HSA journey over time. This timeline maps the HSA lifecycle from the start of HDHP coverage and eligibility through ongoing contributions and investing. It shows building a small cash buffer, investing above the custodian's threshold, and saving receipts for future reimbursement. It highlights long-term compounding during mid-career, then the pivot at age 65, when non-medical withdrawals become penalty-free, albeit taxable. It also notes coordinating contributions around Medicare enrollment, and, finally, using the HSA during retirement for tax-free medical expenses or optional taxable withdrawals for non-medical needs. Now that we have the life cycle view, let's add a quick section of pro tips and pitfalls. A few advanced notes can save you money and stress. Maintain thorough documentation for any medical expenses you might reimburse in the future. This is the foundation for tax-free withdrawals later. If your employer offers a limited-purpose FSA for dental and vision, consider it alongside your HSA, as it typically does not disqualify you. To reduce fees and improve investment choices, you can transfer your HSA to another custodian via trustee-to-trustee transfer. Carefully monitor your eligibility and contribution totals to avoid excess contributions and correct any overages by the tax deadline. Couples should coordinate benefits, as a spouse's general-purpose FSA can disqualify you from HSA contributions. Keep IRS Publication 969 and your plan documents handy for rules and definitions. With tips in place, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. The question is, which scenario preserves HSA contribution eligibility for this month? Option A, covered by an HDHP, plus enrolled in a general-purpose FSA. Option B, covered by an HDHP only, with no other disqualifying coverage. Option C, covered by a spouse's PPO plan and an HDHP simultaneously. Option D, enrolled in Medicare Part A while also covered by an HDHP. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the correct answer in the next section. The correct answer is, covered by an HDHP only, with no other disqualifying coverage. A general-purpose FSA is disqualifying. Simultaneous non-HDHP coverage through a spouse is disqualifying, and Medicare enrollment is disqualifying for contributions. Now that we have eligibility confirmed, let's try one more quick question on the triple tax advantage. Next question. Which item is not part of the HSA's triple tax advantage? Option A, tax-deductible or pre-tax contributions. Option B, tax-free growth on investments. Option C, tax-free withdrawals for qualified medical expenses. Option D, tax-free withdrawals for non-medical expenses at any age. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will review the correct choice in the next section. The correct answer is tax-free withdrawals for non-medical expenses at any age. Non-medical withdrawals are taxable, and before age 65, they typically carry an additional penalty. After 65, non-medical withdrawals no longer have the penalty, but they are still taxable as ordinary income. With the quiz is complete, let's capture the most important takeaways. Here are the key takeaways. If you are eligible through an HDHP, prioritize and maximize your HSA early. Treat it as a long-term, investable, tax-advantaged account. Where feasible, pay current expenses out of pocket and save receipts for future reimbursement, allowing more time for tax-free compounding. Avoid disqualifying coverage and track eligibility on a monthly basis. Use FSAs strategically for short-term, predictable expenses, while recognizing the use-it-or-lose-it constraint. To wrap up, let's provide a brief summary and your next steps. In summary, confirm your eligibility under an HSA-compatible HDHP and ensure you have no disqualifying coverage. For long-term wealth building, the HSA outperforms the FSA due to its triple tax advantage, indefinite rollover, and investability. Save your medical receipts to reimburse strategically and fine-tune your tax timing. After age 65, you gain additional flexibility for non-medical withdrawals without penalty, though they are taxable. With the concepts consolidated, let's close with a thank you and a quick call to action. Thank you for watching. If you found this valuable, please like, share, and subscribe so you do not miss future videos. We would love to hear your experiences and questions about HSAs and FSAs, so share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next episode.